Good evening, everybody, and welcome. We're at Clancy Field, home of Lynnn Babe Ruth, for this newly started 15-16-year-old state tournament game. That was Nathan Feldman leading off for Newton, drawing a base on balls. Holland Hart on the mound for Lynnn. Both teams are 2-0, so something's got to give. They play these sort of like regional games leading to the state tournament final in the 4 age brackets, 13, 14, actually 3 brackets, 15 and 16 are combined. And this group, not this group in itself, but the group from last year in this group, won the states, won the New Englands, and went to the Nationals under Leon Elwell. The runner takes off in the stolen base. So Newton very quickly has a runner in scoring position. The hitter is Kristen Dolan, the catcher for Newton. A little bit of a trip for them to get here. High for a ball. Hot on the mound, Bo DeSea. You saw him a lot catching for Classical this year. You see glowing away. Started to pull the trigger, held up, and he draws a walk. So back-to-back walks start the first inning. And we get the catcher DeSea out to talk to his pitcher, Hart. Luke Leisure, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Hitting from the left side. All these Lynnn names will be familiar. Caught in center field. They don't go. They stacked up like they were going to go. Rookie Brea got it back very quickly. So the first out is a fly to center field. As a left-handed hitter, Leandro Perez, the first baseman. Hit to second base. They only have one play, that's at first. So it's not a sacrifice, but it works the same because it moves the runners up to second and third. With 2 outs for Luke Zvastrom, the left fielder. Nice stop by the catcher. He becomes important down with the runner at third base. Hit foul past third base. high and tight for a ball. Nice play by the shortstop, Mark Walsh. He had a great year for Classical only as a freshman. He went way to his left behind second base, not only fielded it, but threw the runner out. That takes 2 runs away from Newton. That's an outstanding defensive play. So the 2 walks don't hurt, although you don't want to do that too often.
Play hard, boys. Come on, Luke. Nothing get past you, right? Come on, it's a great game. Lynn's a great team. Get out. You guys can't find balls. We have buckets of balls.
So Lynnn will have a chance to get on the board first.
Hustle, come on.
It'll be against some of these names you certainly heard all year long in high school baseball. Rocky Brea, the center fielder, leads it off. Batting second, playing shortstop, Mark Walsh. The extra hitter, Jake Peterson, hits third. In a cleanup spot is the first baseman, Gilbert Peralta. The catcher, Boo DeSea, will hit number 5. Hitting sixth and playing third base, Braden Owenesian. Pitching and batting seventh, Colin Hart. The right fielder, Jared Burke, will hit number 8. Braden Curley, the second baseman, will hit number 9. And Jack Spates, the right fielder, will bat number 10. And you heard me correctly, 10 hitters. They have an extra hitter, but he's actually an extra hitter. Michael Tran is on the mound, throwing to Kristen Dolan. So Rocky Brea had a very good year this past high school season. He'll lead it off for Lynnn against Michael Tran. Fishing inside for a ball. So the big time player, Mark Walsh, made plays like that all year for Classical as a freshman. Had a great year, offensively and defensively. And he starts this game with a tremendous play. Took a base hit and 2 RBI away from Zvastrom. Swing and miss at that pitch. Gorgeous day here at the ballpark. Solid shot in the center field for a base hit. So Brea gets the first hit of the game. And here's Mark Walsh, who made that big defensive play and took 2 runs away from Newton. Missing inside for a ball. Congratulations to Babe Ruth. They've done a great job. The fields are in absolute perfect condition. Rich Avery is the president now. Jeff Rupp, long time, and had to give it up for health reasons, and we certainly hope he's okay. We haven't seen him in a while. Our prayers and thoughts go out that he's okay. Hit foul. And Rich Avery stepped in and took over. He's also in charge of Fraser and Mayfield. Does a great job taking care of those two fields and doing the scheduling and making sure everybody's getting what they need. He does a great job down here running this program. He's got a lot of outstanding volunteers. And Dave Raymond, who was retired from Babe Ruth, I think 400 times. Every time he retires, they pull him back in. He does a great job down here. The runner got a great pitch to run on Brea. Pitch down in the dirt. So he's in scoring position with nobody out. Walt's just able to hold up on that pitch in the dirt. So Dave Raymond does these fields almost on a daily basis. Strike 3 called. Jake Peterson, who helped St. Mary's get to the state final with a very young team. They only had one senior. He had a great year. He played first, he played third. He was the extra hitter. Now he gets a base hit into right field. They're sending Brea home. Out at the plate. Nice play by the catcher. Dolan had to go way to his right to get the throw. And they throw him out at the plate.
Good job. Good job, Luke.
Isaac made a great throw. Dolan had to go get it and then came back and just nipped Brea. That's a pass ball. That went right off the catcher's glove. So both teams threaten to score and both teams make big-time defensive plays. Gilbert Peralta, the first baseman, is the hitter. Hit foul back and out of play. Again, a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. Just clear blue sky. Bright sunshine, but it's not the 90s that we had the last couple of days. It's a little more comfortable. Hit foul at home plate. I'm actually wearing a jacket, a light jacket. I went last night to Fraser Field and it got bitterly cold when the sun went down. I don't think we're going to go until the sun goes down here. High for a ball. Hit foul again. Peralta hanging around. Way up and in for ball 4. So at first and second, 2 outs, it'll bring up the catcher, Boo DeSea. Had a very good year for Klausner. Did a great job behind the plate. He was only a freshman. Along with Walsh, and the third baseman on deck is Oanesian. He was a freshman. All 3 of them were big in helping a very young classical team to get to the state tournament.
Everything, guys. Come on, 2 outs.
Looking for a big 2-out hit. Hit foul again. Solid shot off the third baseman. They're not going to have a play. Teixeira will reach on the error. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Braden Onesian, the third baseman. Again, young freshman. Had a terrific year. Sam Morris will run at first base for the catcher. Missing inside. That's going to slice foul down the right side. And it's 1-1. High for a ball. High again for a ball. So he's going to come in with a pitch, or Lynn's going to have a 1-0 lead. Swing and a miss. Big pitch coming up for both teams, the payoff pitch. Way high for ball 4. Onesian gets an easy RBI. Jake Peterson walks home. Walks hurt. The error extended the inning. Wide for a ball.
Come on, boys. 2 outs. Any base.
In for a strike. Hit to left field. It's going to drop. Now they say it's foul. That was going to score 2 runs. Colin Hart almost helped himself. He was fair most of the way, and then it just dropped foul. Up and away for a ball. And deuces a wow. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hit foul back out of play. Hart hanging around. Looking to help himself here. This is pitcher against pitcher. Down and away, another big pitch coming up.
Here we go, Lynn, let's go!
Everybody going. Hit. That's going to hook foul again. Everybody running on the pitch. Again, the payoff pitch up and coming. Way up and in. That's another walk. Another run. Hot gets an easy RBI. Bases are still loaded with 2 outs. Jared Burke, the right fielder, will be the 8th hitter in the inning for Lynnn. And again, it's a combination of the high schools, English, classical, St. Mary's. And they had good seasons. English just missed the tournament, missing by a game. Classical made the tournament. St. Mary's went to the state final. Elijah Morin running at first pitch for the pitcher. Reaching high for a ball. Backing up, making a one-handed catch, Zvastrom. Gave his coach a few gray hairs, but he makes the play. Burke hit it well, but Lynnn gets a big help. And Era extended the inning, 2 walks. The groundskeeper, David Raymond, showed up. So Lynnn grabs a quick 2-0 lead, and Hart's got 2 to work with as he starts the second inning. Mateus Arellino, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Told you something's got to give. Both these teams are 2-0. Hart starting his second inning. Has a 2-run cushion right now. This is new this year. Used to be 15s only and 16s only. Now they combine the 2. High again, 2-0. Arellino, I mentioned the third baseman for Newton. Hit foul back and out of play. It's in the general area of my car. I have to worry about my car. I don't need another dent. Started to pull the trigger, held up, and was high. So he starts, Hart starts the second inning the way he started the first inning, walking the first batter. Michael Tran, the pitcher, will be the hitter. So again, it's pitcher against pitcher. Slices that one, got way out of front, pulled it way foul over the Lynnn dugout. Line shot. Diving back, Arellino on the throw over to first. Hit foul to the Lynnn dugout. Color scheme for Lynnn is different. They got blue shirts, white pants, and bright yellow hats. Line shot into left field for a base hit. He got all of that one. That's the first hit for Newton, and again, they put the 2 First hit is on base with nobody out. Josh Poshcover, the extra hitter. And we mentioned again the extra hitter. They bat 10. He's not hitting for anybody. He's hitting for himself. Swing and a miss. Got his money worth on that swing. Oh, for a ball. And like last night with the Arlington players, they've got some football numbers for jerseys. Started to pull the trigger and held up. 37, 57, 51, 36. Just got a piece, fouled it back. Hart gets ahead of Poshcover. Swing and a miss, he chased the high fastball. First strikeout. We're calling Hart. Excuse me. Luke Pesek. Heisek. The right fielder is the hitter. Nice stop by DeSayer on a pitch in the dirt. I have to use saying dirt here because it's turf at Frazier. Easily back at second is Arolino. Newton didn't run for their pitcher. He's still at first base. Lynnn ran for pitcher and catcher. Hit foul past third base. Ooh, off-speed curveball. Very nice pitch by Hart. Chased the pitch that was up high and swung right through it. Back-to-back strikeouts. Makes it first and second with 2 outs. Nathan Charles, the second baseman, will be the hitter.
Just like this morning, man. Get ahead. Come on, Joe.
High for a ball. Had it, couldn't pick it up, couldn't handle it. Tierra will load the bases.
Good job. Come on, save it. Yeah, save it for Nathan coming up. Yeah, that's
Looked like they were going to get out of it. Just a little pop past the pitcher. Second baseman had it and then dropped it. And Chow was able to reach to load the bases. Nathan Feldman drew a walk leading off the ballgame. He made it all the way to third. But that great play by Mark Walsh took a base hit and 2 runs away and ended the inning. Now they're threatening again with the bases loaded. Hit foul to the Lynnn dugout. 1-1 the count.
Gotta go.
Down and away for a ball. In for a strike, and we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3 on.
Let's go 2. Come on.
Feldman is the shortstop for Newton. Hits it in the air. Mark Walsh, the shortstop. He made the play to end the first. He makes the play to end the second. So again, Newton threatens with a walk, a single, and an error. But Hart gets 2 big strikeouts and a pop-up. So the walk, the error, and the hit go by the boards. And we'll go into the bottom of the second inning. It'll be 9, 10, and 1 for Lynnn. Braden Curley, Jack Spates back to the top of the order, Roki Brea. So Hart on thin ice, the first 2, walking the first 2 batters to start the game, get the next 3. Walking a hit to start the second inning. Came up strong with 2 big strikeouts, but then error kept the inning alive, and he bails down and gets the pop-up to Walsh to end the inning. So they hold on to their 2-0 lead. Three big walks, and the last 2 came with the bases loaded, forcing in the 2 runs. And I just noticed we have a new pitcher. Dylan Luntak is the new pitcher. I'm not sure where, if the pitcher stayed in the game. Braden Curley, the second baseman, will lead it off.
Go, girls.
Low for a ball. Went to the backstop.
Go, Lynn, Lynn, Lynn. Can't hear you.
In for a strike. Two on the count. Low for a ball. And that's ball 4. So both teams get the leadoff hitter on in the first 2 innings. Jack Spates. Let's see if Lynnn plays small ball here. In for a strike. Didn't show. Bunt. Swing and a miss. I guess he's not going to bunt. 0-2. Pitcher is not even looking at the base runner. He could get a huge jump off the back. Now he throws it over. First two pitches he threw didn't even look at the runner. Swing and a miss for strike three. Second strikeout. The runner got a big jump. That's hit foul. Hokie Bear single, stole second. Looked like he was scoring a run on Jake Peterson's hit, but he got thrown out at the plate on a big-time throw by Hessek. And Dolan, the catcher, made a great play. High and tight for a ball. Curley was off and running the pitch before this. Gets a good-sized lead. Now he got a great jump. Swing and a miss. Stolen base easily. Gray swung through that high pitch. But again, Eklund didn't even look over at first, and Curley got a huge jump. Hit in the air. Second baseman going back. Dropped it. Bray is going to wind up at second. Second baseman went out. Looked like he had it and just dropped it. Good hustle by Bray. He didn't give up like just popped up. He took off and ran, got easily into second base. So second and third with one out for Mark Walsh. He's already made an imprint in this game with that great play in the first inning to go way to his left field and throw the runner out. When the ball looked like it was going in the center field and scoring 2 runs, ended the inning. Hit right by the third base bag. Off the left fielder, Bray was holding up. He probably could have scored if he knew it was going to be dropped. But he's at third. So Walsh makes another imprint by getting a base hit. And Lynnn has got a 3-0 lead. And they got first and third with one out for Jake Peterson, who singled and scored the first run of the game. He thought he had an RBI. Easily at second base, Walsh, they let him go. So that takes away a potential double play. Second and third now. Goes to the backstop, but there's not a lot of room back there. So Bray just stays at third base. Swing and a miss. Threw it. I'm going to throw as hard as I can. Let's see if you can hit it. Peterson swung right through it. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Chased that pitch that was down and away. Two-way. Gilbert Peralta drew a walk and scored the second run in the first inning. He's the first baseman. Low for a ball. So they got a run in. They had second and third, a big strikeout by Tranlin. Lund. Chop foul toward the Lynnn dugout. Budasea, the catcher, is the on-deck hitter. That one goes behind him, went to the backstop. But again, if this was Frazier Field, that's a couple of runs with the wild pitches. But being Breed, that backstop is very close to home plate. So there's not a lot of room. So it's difficult to score that 90 feet from third base. Solid shot, shortstop. Nice play. Great play by the shortstop Feldman. Nice pick by Perez at first base. So they hold Lynnn to one. They had one in with second and third and one out. But a strikeout and a ground out gets them out of the inning. So the error on Brea's pop-up cost them, along with the walk. Lynnn adds a run. We played 2. 3-0 Lynnn over Newton. 2, 3, and 4 for Newton as we start the third inning. And we found out that Michael Tran didn't stay in the game. Dylan Luntak is hitting his spot. Christian Dolan drew a walk in the first inning. That one bounced out in front of home plate. High for a ball. Dolan is the catcher for Newton. Made that nice play in the first inning. Getting the throw a little bit wide of the plate and getting back to the plate. Tagging Breyer out, trying to score. In for a strike, taking all the way. With the count 3-0. That's ball 4. So for the third inning in a row, Hart walks the first batter. Luke Ledger hit it well, but flat out to center field. Ball was in the dirt. Dolan winds up at second base. Just blocked it, couldn't find it. And by the time he did, Dolan was easily in the second base. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2. Line shot for a base hit. That's going to go all the way to the fence. That's at least a triple. Solid shot by Leisure. That rolled a long way to the fence. So the walk hurts because it comes around to score. It leads now 3-1 with a runner at third with nobody out. So for the third inning in a row, Newton gets the first two hitters on base. I'm trying to figure out what they did. They put Jake Peterson in right field. He was the extra hitter. Theodore Perez, the first baseman, is the hitter. Bounced out second to first. What a play by the second baseman. Braden Curley just robbed Perez of a hit. He gets an RBI. What a tremendous play. Way to his left, stuck his glove out, picked it, threw him out. Leisure scores easily to make it 3-2. But that's a tremendous play by Curley. And as I say many times during the course of the season, an ESPN highlight. That was a shot and a half by Perez. And a pick by Curley throws him out at first base. In for a strike. Luke Swanson thought he had a base hit and 2 RBI. Walsh made a great play, going way to his left behind second base, picking it and throwing him out. Right back to the pitcher. Hot throws him out at first. Two away. Avelino, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Swing and a miss. High and tight for a ball. So again, the coach's worst nightmare, base on balls. 3 walks in the first inning. 1 of them scored. 2 of them forced in runs. Now a walk followed by a triple. And it's a call for a strike. Newton gets back into it. Thanks to Braden Curley, they don't get closer. They get 2 runs on the 1 hit. The triple by Leisure, and then he scores on the ground ball. I shouldn't say ground ball, line shot to the second baseman that was picked on a great play by Curley.
Go, boys, let's go!
So we'll move into the bottom half of the third. Be the middle of the order, 5, 6, and 7. Boo Desea, Braden Owenesian, Colin Hart, and Dylan Luntak will start his second inning. Again, nothing but blue skies, bright sunshine, and there's a little bit of a breeze. It's a cool breeze. I'm glad I brought my jacket. But it's comfortable. Boudier reached on an error, and that was big. It extended the inning. It was followed by 2 bases on balls that forced in the 2 runs in the first inning. Newton's come back to close it to 3-2. In for a strike. I'll just say the catcher. That one misses low. 1-1 the count. Again, part of that great, very young Lynnn Classical team. Chop to the Lynnn dugout. That nobody would even consider them making the state tournament with all the young people they had. But they made it. Podesea, Braden Owenesian, Colin Hart, 3 hitters scheduled here. Hit foul to the backstop. Again, a tip of the hat to all the individuals involved. Rich Avery is the president. He's got a lot of great people that help him work, a lot of volunteers, and everything is volunteer. We mentioned Dave Raymond is retired 10 or 15 times. He keeps coming back and fixes the fields. The diamonds look absolutely outstanding. A lot of great coaches, a lot of other guys come and help out to get everything ready. Running catch. Nice running catch in center field by Luke Leisure. He got the triple that knocked in the run. But not just for the tournament. They run to show all summer. They keep these kids busy all summer, give them something to do. And it's a shame they don't get any notoriety at all. They have games here all summer. If you don't have somebody playing in the program, unless you drive by, you don't know that there is a Babe Ruth program. They don't even take the time to even write one story about all the volunteers and the work they do down here. They fill the paper with professional stuff and Associated Press stories. And there's a lot of stories down here with a lot of people doing a lot of great stuff. And it's a walk. Owenesian draws his second walk. First one he got an RBI with the bases loaded. Colin Hart followed Owenesian's walk in the first inning with a walk of his own, and he got an RBI for an RBI. Swing and a miss. They throw it down. He faked like he was going. He went maybe a third or a half of the way there. Stopped and went back to first. Long pause. In for a strike. Long tag. Again, long pause. Hit the second base. Nice, very nice play. Nathan Chow wound up sitting down on the turf and threw a ground ball over to Perez at first base. And throws hard out. Jared Burke hit it well, but flied out to left field. In for a strike. They just fake it, turn around, step off the rubber, and fake the throw. Trying to keep Owen easy and close. Nice stop by the catcher Dolan, doing a nice job behind the plate. The runner got a big jump, hit in the air to right field. Oh, Burke skies to right fielder Helzuk. So the walk doesn't hurt. Lynnn is down. We finished 3 in this 15, 16-year-old Babe Ruth State Tournament game. Lynnn 3, Newton 2. 7, 8, and 9 for Newton as we start the 4th inning. We mentioned something's got to give. They're both 2-0. Man, talk about coming late. Well, the Newton players just walked in the dugout. I don't know if he's an important part of their team. Roki Breyer is the new pitcher. So Hart goes 3, gives up 2 base hits, walked 4, struck out 3. Gave up the 2 runs that were earned. And now Breyer comes on. Dylan Luntak, the pitcher, he's up for the first time. Came in relief of Michael Tran. And guess what? 4th straight inning. The first batter for Newton walks. It hurt him in the 3rd inning because he came to score. Josh Poshcover struck out swinging his 1 trip. Facing Breyer for the first time. Gosh, the bunt, that pitch was way over his head. He bunted. His coach just looked and said that pitch was a little bit high. They throw it away. And they're going to keep going. I thought he was going to keep going. He faked like he was going to steal it going back to first. The Shea threw it down and didn't come close. He threw a ground ball that went all the way out to right field. So the tying runners at second base with nobody out. Ray was about to pitch. And Peralta, the first baseman, was still out in right field. Tries the bunt and fouls it off. Brea just reaches back and lets it fly. All the mustard on his pitches. Stepped off again as Poscover stepped out. Just held up. Pitch broke down and away. It was just about ready to swing and just held up. Brea steps off again. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Brea. Luke Hysak, the right fielder, he struck out swinging his one trip. That was against Hart. In for a strike. Tries the bunt and fouls it off. The bunt has become a thing of the past. Way up off the catcher's glove, and the tying run's going to wind up at third base. That was way up and away. This is Classical and Classical pitching and catching. Desea behind the plate, Brea on the mound. Missing wide for a ball. Newton looking to at least put it in play and get the tying run home. Hit foul to the backstop. Two the count to the Newton right fielder. And Brea steps off again as Hysak stepped out. Swing and a miss. Desea just threw the ball to the mound. It's only the second out. They were lucky that Brea was there to get the ball. Luntak might have been able to score from third base. Desea just slammed the ball down. Back to the mound. Brea went and got it quickly. It's only the second out. Nathan Chow reached on an error back in the second inning. In for a strike. High for a ball. Brea's one of those young players at Classical. I think he's a sophomore. Throwing to a freshman, Desea, catcher. Yeah, he spent a lot of time getting ready and then stepping off. In for a strike. And here we go again, stepping off again. There's no pitch clock. Yeah, it didn't miss by much. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes.
Hey, muy bueno, muy bueno. Great job. Throw it again.
In the air, coming on, almost came in too far. Spates moved over from right field to center field. He almost came in too far, but he made the play. So the walk, the error, and the wild pitch doesn't hurt. It leaves the Newton runner at third. We're halfway through the ball game. Lynnn holding on to that 3-2 lead. And Luntak will start his 3rd inning of work. Again, a beautiful day here at the ballpark. Just cool enough to be refreshing after all that heat. Babe Ruth will, this being Friday, Babe Ruth will be off. They played at Frazier the last couple of games. I think they might be on the road. They couldn't play at home over the weekend. The Navigators are home. Actually, this being Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they had Navigators playing home. I don't know if that's correct, but Lynnn will be back to the different age groups. 13, 14, and the 15 and 16s will play Monday and Tuesday at Frazier. Braden Curley gets the bunt down, pushed it too far. He made that great play at second base that took a hit away. Luntak made the play. They bunted the ball right to the pitcher. I have to check. That was Riley Driscoll who hit for Curley.
Come on, Stacy, let's hear it.
In for a strike. Jack Spates struck out swinging his first trip. Low for a ball. So Driscoll got the bunt down, but he pushed it too far out to the mound. High for a ball. He was the count at 2. Call, 3rd strike, good pitch. 2 up, 2 down. Roki Brea singled. Looked like he was scoring a run. Got thrown out the plate in the first inning. Last time up, his pop-up out in the short right field was dropped. An error. It helped push Curley, who had walked, hit a long way to left field, hustling back off the glove of the left fielder. Brea's going to get his second hit. He's on for the third time. He gets a double. Great try by Svastrom. Brea hit that a long way. Svastrom went back as far as he could. Sucked the glove up just off his glove. So we almost had our first 1-2-3 inning. Mark Walsh hits it foul out of play. He struck out and singled in a run. The run he singled in is the difference in the game right now, with Lynnn leading 3-2. Wide for a ball. Hit in the left field. It drops for a base hit. Walsh gets his second big hit. A big 2-out hit. So Classical knocks in Classical. Brea comes around to score easily. And Lynnn has a little bit of breathing room. Now leading 4-2, and we're going to get a trip out to the mound. So two big 2-out hits, a double by Brea, and then the big hit by Walsh for a single. Pushes the lead to 4-2 for Lynnn. Let's see if they try to get Walsh to second base. Jake Peterson single, thought he had an RBI. Again, Brea was thrown out of home plate, but then he came around to score. He walked home. Walsh takes off. Solid shot into right center field. That's going to score a run. Peterson gets the second double in the inning. More 2-out lightning for Lynnn. Walsh comes all the way around to score. And Lynnn has this 3-run cushion back. Gilbert Peralta walked and scored, grounded out, shot to first, and it was Feldman making a great play, throwing him out. That goes to the backstop. Peterson will wind up at third base. So we were looking for possibly our first 1-2-3 inning, and then all of a sudden, double, single, double. Lynn Classical got the first 2 hits. St. Mary's got the third. Nice stop by Dolan, the catcher on a pitch in the dirt. Hit to short. Long throw. Nice play. Good stretch by Perez. Another nice play by Feldman. And Peralta's got a little thing going with Feldman. That's the second time he's grounded out to shortstop. So we finished 4 in the state tournament Babe Ruth game. Lynnn gets this 3-run cushion back with double, single, double. Brea, Walsh, Peterson. 3 big 2-out hits, 2-out lightning. And it's back now 5-2, Lynnn over Newton at the end of 4. Nathan Feldman, the shortstop, has made a couple of really nice plays at shortstop. One especially took a hit and a run away from Peralta, the first baseman. He's facing Roki Brea for the first time. 1, 2, 3. Top of the order for Newton here in the 5th inning. Brea starting his 2nd inning. Swing and a miss. He gave up a walk to start the 4th inning, but then got 2 strikeouts and a fly out to center field to get out of the inning when the walk reached third base. Hit to second. Nice play. I don't think Newton liked it, but Driscoll with a very nice play. No wasted motion. I go way to his right. Riley Driscoll. So we've seen some nice defensive plays on both sides. Swing and a miss. Christian Dolan walked twice. Last time he walked, he scored on a triple by Ledger. That's when they got their 2 runs after Ledger scored after that to get back within 3-2. But Lynnn added 3 on 3 big 2-out hits, 2 of them doubles, to get their 3-run cushion back, and it's 5-2. Down the way for a ball. Foul tip to the backstop. Strike 3 call, good pitch. Luke Ledger, the center fielder, flied to center and ripped a triple just inside the right field line, went all the way to the fence, which is a long way away in right field. That came against Hart. He's up against Brea for the first time. So he's accounted for both runs. He knocked in the run and scored the run to make it 3-2. Ground ball hit the fence protecting the Newton dugout, skipped out into right field. Again, a trip and a half for Newton to come here, not easy. On a Friday for a 5:30 game, there probably was a little bit of traffic. Up and away for a ball. Low for a ball. Both catchers, Desea and Dolan for Newton, have done a nice job behind the plate. In for a strike. Payoff pitch up and coming. Hits that a long way, we got way out in front of him, pulled it way foul. Down the right side, hit it well. He's got a very good, he's got a good swing. He hits the ball hard. Gets a piece, fouls it back, stays alive. We'll do it again at 3-2. Woke the first base coach up, hit a line shot. First base coach got to do a little sharp shoe dance, jump up right between his feet. That woke him up. Leisure hanging in. Call, third strike. He didn't like the call. So Oakley Brilliant finally wins the battle with Leisure. And we have our first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Newton is down in the 5th. Five to 2. Lynnn on top in this battle with both teams 2-0. Huge win for both teams. It would give them a leg up towards getting to the state final. And we mentioned that the 15 and year-old team last year not only got to the state final, they won it, won the New Englands, and went to the Nationals. And they'd love to do it again. Five, 6, and 7 for Lynnn in the bottom of the 5th. Bo DeSea, Braden Owenesian, Colin Hart. We have a new pitcher. Wes Moore is the new pitcher. Odisha reached on an error and walked. He's done a nice job behind the plate. As I mentioned, Kristen Dolan has as well. So Moore will throw his first pitch in for a strike. Contact gave up the 3 runs that were earned. Shooting the 2 runs. Pop up to the shortstop. It's a 3. It's a 3-run cushion. They got 2 runs in the inning with 2 outs. So he gave up the 2 runs. Walked 2, struck out 3. Gave up the 3 hits. Owenesian is in a rut. He's been up twice, walked twice. The first one came with the bases loaded, got him an RBI. In for a strike. In for a strike again. Low for a ball. Skips to the backstop. Breyer's come on. Starting the fourth inning. He walked the first batter. He's retired the next 6 in a row. 4 of them by strikeouts. And Owenesian draws his third walk. And he does it against 3 different pitches. This is not calling hot. I'm looking to see the number. Swing and a miss. Owenesian gets himself in scoring position. Maxwell Parent is the hitter. And he draws a walk. He went into play the outfield when Breyer went into pitch. So back-to-back walks after an out. Jared Burke flied to left and flied to right. We're the bottom of the 5th. This is the, I believe it's the first year they combined the 15 and 16s. Babe Ruth showing bunt. Out at third base. He's trying to protect the runner. They threw him out at third base. So there's 2 outs now. Pop up. Almost overran it. The third baseman, Arolino, went for it. He tried to called the pitcher off. At the last minute, he reached over his shoulder and made the catch on the pop-up. So the 2 walks don't hurt. One of them is thrown out, trying to steal. We move right along. We finished 5 in the state tournament game. And it's 5-2. Lynnn over Newton. Breyer will start his 3rd inning of work. The only blemish, a walk leading off the first inning he pitched. He's retired 6 in a row, 4 of them by strikeouts. First baseman, Leandro Perez, grounded out to second. And then hit a shot and a half. Looked like a base hit after Legier's triple. And it was Driscoll that made the big defensive play. He went into play second base. Reached over, picked it. And I'll give Driscoll and Curley both credit because I don't know when they exchanged. Driscoll made a very nice play. in the third, so I'm assuming, in the fifth. So I'm assuming there was Curley, because that play came in the third inning, and it was a rocket going into right field that Curley picked going to his left and threw him out. He got an RBI, but he didn't get a base hit. Hit in the air. It's going to drop in for a base hit just beyond the reach of Walsh, the shortstop. So after Perez hit two very hard shots to second base, he gets a little soft pop-up behind shortstop for a base hit.
Hey, good effort. Chin up. Chin up.
Fifth inning in 6 that they put the first hitter on base. Luke Straustom grounded out, shot to first, and that was a ground out that Mark Walsh made a great play on. Second and third, the first inning, went behind second base, fielded it, and threw him out at first base for the third out, and that was with two runs scoring. So that was a huge play, taking a hit away. Last time up, he bounced to the pitcher. And all of that was against Hart. He's batting against Bray for the first time. So Bray had retired 6 in a row before giving up the first hit he's given up. Hit in the air. Walsh, the shortstop, backs up. I told you, he does a tremendous, he's only a freshman. Hard to believe. He does a tremendous job at shortstop. He had a great year. Had some big hits for Glasgow, but he made some huge defensive plays, and he made that big play here in this game too. He tracked that one down in center field. Wild pitch moves Perez over to second base. Notice Avelino walked. Last time up, he was called out on strikes. And he hit against Brea for the first time. Tries to bunt and misses it. I'm not sure. Didn't look like he was bunting for a hit. Looked like he was bunting for a sacrifice. And I don't understand. They're down 3. Swing and a miss. He gets by the catcher. Teixeira will throw him out at first base. Good job. He threw it on the foul side, and Peralta, the first baseman, stepped out almost in the first base coach's box. So they get the strikeout for the throwout. On the strikeout, Perez goes to third. 5th strikeout for Brea. Hit foul to the backstop. That's going to be hit foul. A little late swing in on the hands, fouled it way off to the right side. Called third strike, gets 2 more. He's got 2 strikeouts in each of the innings. He gave up the base hit. He gave up the first base runner in his first inning got 2 strikeouts and an out. Went 1, 2, 3 in the 5th with 2 strikeouts. He gave up a single, his only hit in the 6th, and gets 2 more strikeouts. So Newton's down to their last 3 outs. Lynnn is 3 outs away from going 3-0. Newton's only got 3 hits in the game. 6 strikeouts for Brea.
Come on, boys. Come on, let's get it back. Come on.
Moore will start his 2nd inning of work. And it will be 9, 10, and 1.
Jump the corners. You can do it. You get the post. Hold it. Don't hold it. Come on, let's get it back. Come on.
Riley Driscoll has been up once. He tried to bunt, pushed it too far, and got thrown out by the pitcher. Jack Spates, and in the top of the order, Roki Brea. As we're starting the bottom of the 6th. Lynnn got 2 in the first, two really gifts. 2 walks with the bases loaded. They got 2 hits. One was thrown out at the plate. The other one scored the first run, walking in from 3rd. An error extended the inning, helped them to get to 2. They got another one in the 2nd on a big hit by Walsh. Newton struck for 2 on a big triple by Leisure, knocking in a run, then scored a run, made it 3-2. They closed to 3-2, but then a big 2-out lightning phase for Lynnn. Brea got a double. Walsh got a big 2-out single, knocking him in. And then Peterson got a big 2-out double, knocking Walsh in. And they got their 3-run cushion back. And they lead by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Riley Driscoll, the hitter. His father was one of the coaches, coaching first base. One of the many volunteers doing a terrific job down here with this Babe Ruth program. The unknown Babe Ruth program. In for a strike, 1-1. His brother was part of the St. Mary's team that went to the state final. And his brother was also a very good hockey player for St. Mary's. Swing and a miss. Swings and misses. The ball goes to the backstop. Nice job again by Dolan. Throws him out. First strikeout for Moore. I'm sorry, that was Curley. Curley came back in the game. Curley had walked and scored. So that was Curley who came back in. Jack Spates has struck out twice, one swinging, one called. I don't know if this is him or not. This is Elijah Morin. A youngster from Classical, I believe. Slices it off to the right side. Another strikeout. Hookie Brea singled, reached on an error, doubled. He scored a run. Great play by the shortstop Feldman. He went almost in the center field behind second base. Fielded it, threw it, but Brea's got those long strides, and he beat it for an infield hit. So 2 outs with a runner at first. Mark Walsh. They got him the first time, called out on strikes. Brea got a huge jump. Easily steals second base. Walsh made that great defensive play in the first inning, taking 2 runs away from Newton. And the last 2 times up, he singled. Both times he knocked in a run, and then he scored a run. So he's involved in 3 of the 5. And taking away 2 from Newton, so he's had a pretty good game. Wide for a ball. Leon Elwell's really happy he's only a freshman. He's going to have a great career. Up and away for a ball. In for a strike. In for a strike again. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chop, foul at the plate. Walsh stays alive. Jake Peterson on deck, hoping he gets a shot. Solid shot by Walsh, deep. All the way to the fence. That's going to be a triple. Around second. They throw him out. Great relay, and they throw him out, and both are down. Walsh gets a big double. I thought he was going to have a triple easily. He gets his 3rd RBI. Brea scores his 2nd run. Both players are down. We've ended 6 innings. Lynnn adds another run. It's now 6-2 Lynnn at the end of 6. Into the 7th inning. Newton needs a rally. That last play, Walsh again got a tremendous hit deep to center field. Looked like he had an easy triple, but the center fielder Leisure tracked it down, and I'm not sure whether it was the left fielder or the shortstop who was out in mid-left field, got the throw and made the relay throw to the 3rd baseman, Arolino, but they made a great relay. It was either the shortstop Feldman or the left fielder Svostrom. I'll give them both credit. And they threw the ball, and both players went down. And the 3rd baseman, Arolino, looked like he got the worst of it. He came out limping a little bit, coming off the field. Walsh is back on the field. So thank God both of them are okay. And Newton's down to the last 3 outs. This is supposed to be Josh Poshcover. I don't know if it is or not. He struck out twice. This is not him. This is a pinch hitter. In for a strike. Hit the shot, and they threw it away. I think Perez, the sun is shining right in Perez's eyes. He ducked because he thought he was going to get hit with the ball. It winds up. the media reaching on the error. Walls threw it right on the money. Peralta got out of the way because he was looking. The sun, if you're at first base looking to the shortstop, you're looking right into the sun is where it is. And you just get out of the way. This is Wes Moore, who was a pitcher before, and now he's pinch hitting. I guess you got free substitution. He went into pitch. They took him out. He was hitting in the number 7 spot. It goes right through the third baseman. So 2 consecutive errors. They got 2-1 with nobody out. 1 more base runner. They'll bring the tying run to home plate. Pitching for a ball. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. He got his money's worth. I don't know if it was foreign. Oh, it was 44, 45. Strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Brea. This is Nathan Feldman was walked, popped a shot, grounded out second and first. Made a couple of real nice plays at shortstop. Down and away for a ball. Missing for ball 3. If he walks, they have the tying run coming to home plate. And that's what we have. So the bases are loaded. 2 errors and a walk. And that brings a trip out to the mound. Christian Dolan has walked and scored and struck out. And the hitter up next is Leisure, who was hit shots. Got a triple, hit a good-sized shot to center field, and hit a couple of foul balls that were solid shots. So Newton has a pulse. Two big errors to start. They had the bottom of the order, 8, 9, and 10. Looked like Lynnn was in pretty good spot, 6-2. Ray was cruising. All of a sudden, 2 errors and a walk. Hit foul to the backstop. Dolan catches that. A nice job behind the plate. I mentioned he scored one of the 2 runs. He's been on base twice. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Didn't miss by much. Lynnn wanted strike 3. Hit in the air. And it's going to go out of play. This is a very big pitch coming up. Payoff pitch, 3-2. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Lynnn helping Newton to get back in the game with 2 big errors to start this inning. Hit foul past first base.
Leave it, I got it. Leave it.
Here we go again with the payoff pitch. Huge. And Brea stepped off. Dolan stepped out. Now we're ready for baseball. The big payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. He's in his 4th inning of work. He struck out 2 in every inning. And now Ledger, the center fielder. His shot was tracked down by Spates. Early on, then he drilled a triple to the fence in right field, knocking in the first run, scored the run on a ground ball, or a solid shot to second base. Last time he was called out on strikes. Not happy with the call. Perez, the on-deck hitter, he hit a couple of shots. He was robbed of a hit, and he got a hit. Hit way out, got way out in front of that one, pulled that one way foul out of play. Newton down to the last out, but they still have the bases loaded, and Leisure is the tying run at home plate. In for a strike. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Down and in for a ball. Hit foul. Everybody running on the play with count 3-2. Another big 3-2 pitch. white knuckle time here, even though it's a 4-run cushion. The tying runners at home plate with the count 3-2. Nice play by the first baseman. Peralta went way to his right, fielded it. Good hustle by Bray to get to first base to make the play. The play goes 3-1. So Bray gets it done. Comes in and pitches 4 innings. Walks 2, but strikes out 8, 2 in each of the 4 innings. Lynnn got on the board in the first inning. Bray got a base hit after an out. Reyes stole second. Peterson got a base hit. Looked like we're going to go on top 1-0. But Bray was thrown out at the plate for the second out. But then a walk to Peralta. DeShea reached on an error to extend the inning, and then back-to-back walks to Onesian and Hart. They both got RBIs with the bases loaded, and it was 2-0. They got another run in the second inning. Curley drew a walk, stole second, went to third on an error, and Mark Walsh got a big hit to knock in the run to make it 3-0. Newton got it back in the game in the third. A leadoff walk to Dolan, a triple by Leisure, and then Perez hit a shot that Curley made a great pick, threw him out at first base, but the run scored to make it 3-2. And Brea shut them down after that, although they did load the bases. It wasn't his fault with 2 errors, but he shut Newton down the rest of the way with those 8 strikeouts. Lynnn kind of put it away in the fourth with 2 outs. Brea doubled. Walsh got a big 2-out hit, knocking in the run. Peterson got the third 2-out hit, a double, knocking in the run, and it was 5-2. And then in the sixth, after 2 big outs, Brea got another hit, stole second, and Walsh came up with another big hit, a double, and he got thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple, but he got the RBI. Brea scored and made it 6-2, and Newton left the bases loaded, and they got a very tough hitter, Leisure, out on a very nice play by Peralta at first base with the throw to the pitcher, Brea covering, and he made it 6-2, and Lynnn wins it over Newton to go 3-0. Newton will go to 2-1. For Lynnn, Brea had a single, a double, a single. He reached on an error. He was on base 4 times, scored 2. Walsh had 2 singles and a double, knocked in 3 and scored a run. Peterson had a single, a double, knocked in a run, scored a run. Peralta had a walk, scored a run. Onesian had a walk to get an RBI with the bases loaded. Hart had a walk with the bases loaded to force in a run to get an RBI. Curley drew a walk, scored a run, made a great play at second base. Walsh made that tremendous play at shortstop in the first inning with second and third, 2 outs, ground ball. He fielded it behind second base and threw the runner out at first with 2 runs scoring and kept Newton off the board in the first inning. Made that great play. Curley made the great play. Dolan made a couple of big plays behind the plate for Newton, and there was defensive plays all over. Feltman made a couple of very nice plays at shortstop for Newton. But with Walsh leading the way with 2 singles, a double, knocking in 2 and scoring 2, and Brea coming in and giving up 1 base hit in 4 innings, striking out 8, 2 in each of the 4 innings, and he gets the save. Hart will get the win, and Lynnn moves to 3-0. Newton will drop to 2-1. Who knows? They might see each other again. I'm sure Newton's hoping for that. But right now, Lynnn can celebrate 6-2. Lynnn wins it in the Battle of the Unbeatens over Newton. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.